What's up, Dodgers Nation? On this edition of the 3 Up 3 Down podcast, I'm talking about how the Dodgers' first round opponent could be a team that they have a ton of playoff history with. Welcome back to the 3 Up 3 Down podcast. My name is Eric Yule, your host for this 5-minute Dodgers Nation production. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. That is at EEULAU. I'm recording this on Thursday evening. The Dodgers took the third and final game of their 3-game set against the Rockies in extra innings, 7-5. Unfortunately, both Walker Buehler and Max Scherzer gave up 5 earned in their starts at Coors Field. It's Coors Field. It shouldn't exist. It does. All the NOS teams have to play in it. It sucks. What are you going to do? But they're on to Arizona this weekend. They are still chasing the San Francisco Giants, who lost on Thursday. The Dodgers still trailing by a game. And they can still catch them. They're really running out of time. They can do it. There is the possibility of that. But if they don't, the Dodgers will head to the 1-game single elimination wild card game. Something that no one wants to deal with. People don't like to talk about it. You get yelled at for being negative and a pessimist. Like I said, they could still win the division, but this Giants team just does not lose games, it seems like. I'm honestly surprised they don't have 150 wins at this point in the season. But if the Dodgers end up playing that wild card game, this team that has come out of the blue, the St. Louis Cardinals, have won 12 in a row and have a firm hold on the second wild card spot. When you say the words St. Louis Cardinals to Dodger fans, they get some serious PTSD. And it all started back in 2004, Jose Lima winning the only game for the Dodgers, and the Dodgers lost that series 3-1. The Dodgers hadn't won a playoff game since 1988. They had no business being in that series. Yeah, Sean Green and Jason Worth played well, and that was about it. Then you go to 2009 in the LDS. The Dodgers actually swept the Cardinals. You had Vicente Padilla and Clayton Kershaw both balled out. They trailed briefly in Game 2, but they pretty much led the series wire to wire, and they took Game 3 wire to wire. And then we get to the deep, dark stuff. We're talking 2013 NLCS. The Dodgers lose 4-2 to the Redbirds. Game 1 walk-off, 3-2 in Busch Stadium, bottom of the 13th inning against Kenley Jansen. The Dodgers lose both first games of that series, first 2 games. They come back, they're building a little momentum, and then Clayton Kershaw gets absolutely crushed in Game 6. 7 earned runs in just 4 innings pitched. The Dodgers got outscored 21-13 in that 2013 NLCS. Another deep, dark one, the 2014 NLDS. Game 1. This is Kershaw's MVP season. This is peak Kershaw at the height of his powers. The Dodgers are up 6-2, top of the 7th. Kershaw is cruising, and all of a sudden the Cardinals reel off 4 straight singles. They build this massive rally. Crazy rally. They get it all the way to 7-6. Mattingly, for some reason, doesn't pull Kershaw out. I was at that game. I know I hate to be one of those guys. I was at that game, but I was at that game and it was awful. And who do they bring in? Pedro Baez, because nothing puts out a playoff fire like Pedro Baez. He gives up a 3-run bomb. The Dodgers lose, and they just seems to just absolutely knock them out for this series. But it doesn't. They actually have a shot to get back in it. So you get to Game 4, top of the 6th. The Dodgers are up 2-0, and inexplicably, Andre Yadier gets picked off at third by Yadier Molina. Bottom of the 7th, Kershaw's still cruising, and he gives up the 3-run jack to Matt Adams. Cardinals win the game 3-2, knock the Dodgers out of the playoffs. It's over. That is why Dodger fans are absolutely terrified of playing the St. Louis Cardinals. And they should be. This team has come out of nowhere. I don't even think they're that good, to be honest with you. If you look at all their stats, they're 18th in OPS. They're 14th in batting average. They're 16th in weighted runs created plus. They're 14th in ERA. Granted, they're 5th in the second half. But this seems like the team. It just would be very poetic for the Dodgers to have to play this team in a single game elimination. Because would you be as nervous as Dodger fans if it was the Phillies, the Mets, or the Reds? As fans, seeing the name St. Louis Cardinals pop up as a potential wildcard team if the Dodgers do not win the division makes everybody nervous. They will have home field advantage, but that is just not a team you want to see. And certainly in a 1-game playoff, you definitely don't want to see Wainwright, who already had one incredible performance against the Dodgers very recently, and a team that's absolutely on fire. It's all about sometimes in the playoffs when you're playing the team, not just who you are playing. So the Dodgers could be facing a team they have a ton of recent playoff history with in the St. Louis Cardinals in the single-game elimination wild card. And it would just be the perfect thing for this season, the way it's gone, the way the Dodgers have had to battle injuries, and the Giants have been inexplicably so good. And for all of that, you end up with the St. Louis Cardinals, possibly in a one-game single elimination playoff. The rosters are completely different, so the historical results shouldn't have all that much impact on what may or may not happen in a potential matchup. But just think about this. You'd have Albert Pujols in Dodger blue in the dugout, possibly pinch hitting, against Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina in a single-game elimination playoff. And you still have Clayton Kershaw, Justin Turner, and Kenley Jansen, who are also there for some past playoff battles. The Dodgers season that's had so many twists and turns, it would just almost be so fitting to have them have to face the Cardinals if they have to play the one-game playoff. That's it. That's all I have time for today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Please subscribe, rate, review. Check out the Blue Heaven podcast with Clinton Brook and Dodgers Dugout with Doug McCain. Thank you, and I will see you on the other side.